think it's just so important really for the chemistry also.
Richard Pitino, head coach, year 2. He told us today, look, if you told me in the preseason we'd be 19-7 and 6-7 in the Mountain West at this point to begin the year after a tough year 1 after coming from Minnesota, he said we'd be really happy. But right now, the net is in the 50s. They are on the outside looking in and hoping to break a 4-game losing streak against Tim Miles, former head coach at Nebraska and Colorado State. We've known him for a long time. It's a guy who brought 2 programs, Division I level, to the NCAA tournament and has authored a major turnaround here in Northern California this year.
Well, what's interesting about both of these programs that they were down. Obviously, San Jose's been down for quite some time, but New Mexico was down. I mean, Richie Pitino brought in all the players that they have out there. There's nobody really left over from the old regime. And both of these are Cinderella stories. And they're fighting to see who's going to get that bye in a Mountain West Conference tournament in 5th place.
New Mexico 14-0 at one point. The last undefeated team in the country. Starting lineups being introduced here in San Jose now. But in a slump, a season-low 4-game losing streak. And Jalen House could really change that. They've lost 4 straight, 5 of 6. Their last win against Air Force on January 27th. San Jose State 16-10. They swept UNLV this year. Their most wins since 2010-2011. They've won 2 straight over Utah State and then Tuesday night Valentine's in Vegas against the Running Rebels. It's an amazing turnaround. What a story for the Spartans this year. Head-to-head, last time these teams met here, it was a big win for San Jose State at home. At the Pit in Albuquerque, the Lobos blasted the Spartans by 20.
Well, they did it last year. The same thing happened. And this year, this will be an interesting game. But you look at New Mexico, with House out the last 2 games, those are games they should have won. But before that, they lost in double overtime to Nevada. We did that game on CBS Sports Network. And Nevada's a pretty darn good team. So this New Mexico team can beat anybody in this conference. And really, you look at Tim Miles' group at San Jose State, the Spartans really are not scared of playing anybody.
5 games left in the regular season of the Mountain West for each team, trying to get to the top 5. That gets you a bye to the quarterfinals in the Mountain West tournament. Let's check your keys for tonight's game here, Wolfie.
Well, really, New Mexico did a good job in their first meeting of controlling the defensive glass. You're talking about a San Jose State team that really hits the offensive boards. They average 11 a game. They have to get the ball inside. Udeze is a guy that has to touch the ball. He had a double-double in the last meeting. That's what they're going to have to do as far as San Jose State. They're going to have to take care of the basketball. They are the worst team in the conference in handling pressure and making turnovers. And they also have to make sure they're keeping an eye on both of those guards. House and Mashburn Jr. are tough duo. Maybe the best backcourt in college basketball.
Jalen House has returned. The Arizona State transfer out 2 games with a hamstring we talked about. Jamal Mashburn leads the Mountain West in scoring. What a 1-2 punch.
Well, you're talking about 40 points a game between the 2 of them. Mashburn Jr. right there is just one of the best mid-range college basketball players in the country. He's a lot like his daddy. He doesn't have the inside game with his back to the basket like his dad did, but he is a really good player and probably going to be is one of the best players in the conference.
He told us today worked so much on his mid-range game as a kid with Jamal Sr. teaching him. Amari Moore is teaching a lot of people in the nation here, Wolfie, what a great talent he is out of Pasadena, California, SoCal guy. He told us today he was not a primary scorer in high school and his first couple years here. Now he's the man for Tim Miles.
He's a facilitator at heart, but, Tim Miles counts on him for a lot. And tongue-in-cheek, he said, I need him to play all 40 minutes of the game. He's got to guard the best player on the other team, and he has to score and assist on all points. That's it. That's all you have to do. And he was being facetious, but when you look at his production, he's doing that.
Mike Cyphers, Larry Spalding, Amy Bonner on-court officiating crew here tonight. And a big one of the Mountain West. Hard to imagine that San Jose State in the 4 prior years heading into this season had a total of 8 Mountain West wins. 1 last year. Wolfie, they're 1-17 in the Mountain West. You heard the number right. 8 total Mountain West wins. Tonight, they can get their 8th Mountain West win of the season. It is just an extraordinary rags to riches type story for San Jose State this year.
Well, San Jose State has brought in a couple guys. Robert Viola, who's a big, strong guy, and he's a really, really important cog in this. Their rebounding was woeful last year, and this year, they are one of the best rebounding teams in the conference.
First possession, New Mexico here. Ashburn Jr. with House back in the lineup. A dynamic duo backcourt, reunited after a 2-game absence. Here's Mashburn Jr., top of the key, hits. Good start for the Lobos.
But you watch how he works. He's playing around the three-point line and make sure he gets inside that line. New Mexico does not shoot a lot of threes. They try to get the ball to the basket, and they get a lot of runouts.
Cardenas a fake. Here's Moore. Top assist man on the Mountain West. Top scorer, San Jose State. Diallo down low. Short. Follows the miss for 2.
That is an important factor right there. An offensive rebound for the Spartans. They are the best, one of the best teams in offensive rebounding in the conference, and they have to produce when they get that rebound.
Mashburn, watched by Moore, looks for 2 straight, got it. Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Provident Credit Union Event Center on the San Jose State campus in San Jose, California. Dave Ryan, Steve Wolf, former star and captain of Xavier, watching San Jose State in the home whites with Amari Moore driving the basket for 2 off the glass. The leading assist man in the Mountain West, top scorer for the Spartans, and team captain Jalen House first shot. There's an air ball on the baseline. He's back in the lineup for New Mexico and the visiting Reds here. The Lobos have lost 4 straight games, a season low, trying to get back on track here tonight and win their 20th of the season. Spartans, one of the amazing turnaround stories in college basketball this year, going for their 8th Mountain West win this year after winning 8 total in the prior 4 years. Tolbert spins, he's short. Mashburn Jr., first 2 baskets of the game for New Mexico, has the rebound. Here's Udeze, down low, looking for his first hoop, he's got it.
New Mexico wants to get touches in the paint. They want Udeze to touch the ball almost every time down the court. He had a double-double in the first game. That's a good development for the Lobos.
Jalen House has returned. 2-game absence, injury due to hamstring pull. Down low, Diallo! With the hammer, Ibrahima Diallo, the 7-foot transfer from Ohio State. 2 early buckets here for the Spartans.
That's what Amari Moore does so well. He's a facilitator. He's able to do the pick and roll and get Diallo the easy 2.
Javonte Johnson tries a 3 left wing, off the mark and out of bounds. Right back to San Jose State.
When you're playing San Jose State, they're going to try to get layups. You see the old give and go. Alec just loses his man. He goes out. There's nobody helping on the weak side. Diallo with the easy flush.
Mexico 1 point, 14-0. That was in early January before a loss at Fresno State on our air. They're the last undefeated team in the country. They've struggled, lost 4 straight. They've lost 5 of 6, trying to get back on track here tonight.
Well, I think that if New Mexico would have lost games earlier on,
Cardenas hits.
I think they would be a Cinderella story too. I mean, yes, they won 19 games, and they are probably a year ahead of schedule in the rebuilding. So both of these teams are pretty much Cinderella stories as far as Mountain West basketball, NCAA basketball.
Udeze leading rebounder on the Mountain West, strong off the glass. The Wichita State transfer, 2 early buckets.
Getting the ball in the paint. That's exactly what Richie Pitino would like. So far in this game, in the first 4 minutes, the defense by New Mexico is a lot better than it was against Wyoming.
Cardenas a miss. Anderson tried to keep it alive. Foul call. We got a timeout. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break, but we will continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find CBS Sports Network by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Carvana. Underway first half from San Jose State. Big matchup in the Mountain West, all tied 8 apiece. Dave Ryan alongside Steve Wolf, former star and captain at Xavier. Bottom line here, partner, 5 games left, regular season Mountain West for each team. Right now they're trending in opposite directions. Lobos have lost 4 straight, we told you about that. San Jose State, tremendous turnaround season under Tim Miles, their best record in 12 years.
Well, they haven't won a game in the conference tournament so far. This will be the first time. If they can get a bye, So do you want the bye or do you want to try to win that early game? But both of them, they're in the picture. So both of these teams need this win here tonight.
Been a great year in the Mountain West so far. There are 4 teams, San Diego State, Boise State, Nevada, Utah State, really having great years. Top 40 of the net rankings as of today. San Jose State 5th place. That's important. Top 5 get an automatic spot in the conference tournament quarterfinals in Vegas next month. Here are your keys tonight, Steve.
Well, New Mexico's got to make sure they keep the big guys off the glass. They also have to make sure they get the ball inside to Odesi. So far, they have 6 points in the paint. For San Jose State, they got to limit the live ball turnovers. They have to make sure they're the leader in turnovers in the Mountain West. They got to take care of the basketball, and they also have to know where House and Mashburn Jr. are all the time, because that guard combination accounts for about half of their points.
Yellow, the leader in block shots in the Mountain West, has a rejection on Udeze. 10 to shoot here for Amari Moore. Cardenas from Spain, long-range shot. A miss there for Sage Tolbert, the 10. Temple transfer. Diallo, offensive glass. Something that Tim Miles told us in the shoot-around today would be so important. Second chance points. Great start in that department for the Spartans.
Richie Pitino said, listen, we got to rebound. We cannot allow them to get, second chance points. It's a team that averages 11 a game.
Udeze to take. Goaltend. Count that for Morris Udeze. He's got 6 early points here for New Mexico.
Well, we talk about New Mexico getting the ball inside. They're getting it in very easily. That was going to be 2 no matter what. They have 8 points in the paint. That's a good key and to follow when they're doing a good job. San Jose State, they also have 8 points in the paint. Both teams are pounding the painted area, trying to establish their offense.
Viola in for the first time. Outstanding rebounder, defender for San Jose State, transfer from Fresno State. And a traveling call was against San Jose State. Richard Pitino, year 2. He told us today, look, if you had told me preseason we'd have 19 wins at this point of the year, in year 2, when we recruited all our players on Zoom after COVID, coming from Minnesota, we'd be really happy with that. Tim Miles, on the other hand, has authored an extraordinary turnaround. The 4 prior years heading into the season, and a total of 8 Mountain West wins. Total of 8, including just 1 last year. They could win their 8th Mountain West game here tonight of the season. It's an extraordinary story. Here's Josiah Alec off the glass. Too strong. A transfer from Kansas City in the Summit League.
Well, Tim Miles, I asked him what was the most important thing you did this summer. He says, I got rebounding. You got Sage Tolbert and Robin Viola. Viola is big and strong, and those 2 guys are really setting the pace rebounding for this team, and it's been so important.
Moore facilitating, as he does so often. Anderson hits. The freshman, Garrett Anderson, has got his 34th 3 of the year. Off the bench for San Jose State. Here's House into the game and on the scorebook. Jalen House returns, the Arizona State transfer. One of the great guards in the Mountain West and in the nation. After missing 2 games with a hamstring, we saw him at practice, Wolfie, this morning. He was a go, went 100% in the workouts and a pregame here tonight.
Well, they had a tough road game at Nevada and almost won. They lost in double overtime. House and Mashburn Jr. were awesome. So that game, you understand losing that game. They lost the last 2 games to teams that arguably were lower them in the rating, but they didn't have House. House is so important to this team offensively, as you see here, but also he leads the conference in steals, and he sets up their defense.
Foul there on Mashburn Jr., looking for the defensive rebound a moment ago for New Mexico. Here for House, 4th in the Mountain West in scoring. Leads the league, 2.71 steals per game. Here's Moore up top. Short for 3 for Amari Moore, leading scorer for San Jose State. Anderson kept it alive. It comes to Mashburn Jr. Up top looking for a 3rd field goal in the game. He's got it. And a nice meeting with him today. Talked about his mid-range game. And his dad, when he was building his game, Jamal, a great NBA player, SEC Player of the Year at Kentucky, did not let him shoot 3s because he wanted to develop his shooting technique from the mid-range.
But he gets into the lane. He is really unstoppable. And with House in the game, he's able to play off of House. So the last couple of games, it's been a little bit of struggle for the whole team. Richie Pitino is glad to have number 10 back in the house.
Garrett Anderson tripped on the way to the basket. Josiah Alec picks up his first foul. Great pieces with Udeze, with Alec, with House and Mashburn. Now that House is back in the lineup, you got to think New Mexico, which is right now on the outside looking in terms of bracketology, in terms of the net ranking, which is now in the mid-50s, after having that tremendous start to the year. Richard Pitino said, look, we can climb up. We got to start with a win here tonight.
Moore's out of the game right now. Alvaro Cardenas is in the game, running the point.
Anderson baseline getting early minutes. Viola off the glass for 2.
Well, that's an impressive play by Garrett Anderson, the freshman, driving baseline and looking for Viola cutting to the basket. It's a team that shoots a lot of threes in San Jose State, but they're getting the ball inside and have 10 points in the paint.
Jenkins, 2-man game with Udeze is fouled on the floor.
Now, Jamal Mashburn Jr., I think he's arguably the best mid-range player in college basketball. But then at the other end, the freshman running baseline. Viola for the easy points. Big game here in San Jose.
Well, Steve, we talked about the amazing turnaround for San Jose State. Last year, 8-23 overall, 1-17 in the Mountain West. Their lone win in league play was against New Mexico in this building. A big reason, much better defense this year.
Well, and also the rebounding. The rebounding was key. We talked about them getting Viola and also Tolbert. And they are #1 in the Mountain West Conference and 8th nationally in rebounds margin. I mean, that's a huge deal. So you look at all the numbers, but when you look at defense, look at that. That's crazy. To be able to have a change like that. Tim Miles is an awesome coach. I mean, obviously we've done games at him, Colorado State, Nebraska, but he smiles, has fun. He loves his team. He loves their attitude, and he feels like they can win.
Jenkins baseline floats and hits. KJ Jenkins, transfer from North Georgia, co-captain for New Mexico. And a tough one against Wyoming in the Tuesday home loss. 17 minutes, 0 for 6 from the field. So a better start for him. Richard Pitino told us they've got to get her mojo back, got to feel better with confidence. Viola almost tipped it in. Udeze, a defensive rebound for the Lobos.
Boy, I tell you what, the Spartans go to the glass. They go to that offensive board.
Tibet Gorner, a sophomore from Turkey, with a nice offensive play and rejection on Jalen House. House is out. How does he look to you coming off the 2-game absence?
Well, you know, talking to Richie Pitino, he felt like, you know, House would be 100% if he played. He looks good. Problem is, you sit out for a couple games and you don't have enough practice. He's got to get a break. Typically, he might play, 35, 36 minutes a game, but you got to get him back in slowly so he doesn't get hurt again.
Mashburn off to a great start. His first 3 shots, looking for 4 straight, is fouled. Says one of the on-court officials, Amy Bonner, here tonight, joined by Mike Cyphers and Larry Spalding. 2 shots here for Mashburn. Almost 20 points a game to lead the Mountain West. And transferred from Minnesota, where he played under Richard Pitino in the Big Ten. 1 more for Mashburn. Sunday, 1 Eastern, get ready to set sail down under as nations around the globe take the iconic Sydney Harbor in one of the most intense competitions on the sea. Watch the Australia Sail Grand Prix here on CBS Sports Network. The perfect start for Mashburn Jr. here tonight. Didn't get the feeling Wolfian shoot around today with Coach Pitino. It was desperation time for the Lobos, but it's getting close. They need a win here tonight.
I think if they want to get on the other side of the bubble, they have to win this game. And you don't want to get back 2 games back. Good defense right there. Their half-court defense, to me, they're playing a lot better, and that's why they have the lead in this game. And very good on-the-ball defense. Dent, who has struggled in House's absence, has Cardenas tied up behind the line.
Steal. Anderson to the basket, but can't finish. Follow Tolbert. Cardenas streaking toward the hoop cut. Set here in the half court. Anderson, the freshman. Good finish on a good offensive play. Corner at a turkey, floats way short. Tolbert the rebound, stripped. Out of bounds on the baseline. It has been a season worst 4-game losing streak for these Lobos. 14-0 was a great start. We had that game on CBS Sports Network January 3rd against Fresno State. It's been a drop-off since, but still a chance for 20 wins and to get back on track. That guy in the middle of your picture, Jalen House, back on the court for Richard Pitino. Timeout. Long-range miss. Gorner. Donovan Dent, former state player of the year here in the state of California. Controls here with House out for New Mexico. They'll find that offensive success with a combination and break the losing streak here tonight. Udeze spins. Left low block short on the runner. Alec kept it alive. Here's Dent. Too strong. A whistle and a foul.
Well, New Mexico's doing what they do best. They're first in the Mountain West and getting to the free throw line. Getting some points at the clock stop. And that's a smart move by Dent, who has been struggling. You know, he wasn't able to knock down a shot. He and Jenkins really struggled against Wyoming. But the best way to get off a schneid is to try to get to the free throw line and see that ball go through the net.
Freshman from Riverside, one more free throw, ranked the number 17 recruit nationally, incoming class last year. Ibrahima Diallo, the 7-foot junior from Senegal, transfer Ohio State, is back in, a real force for Tim Miles down low for San Jose State.
Right now, San Jose State has got to try to get something going. They're a good three-point shooting team. They got to try to make sure they dribble, drive, and kick out for open jump shots.
Anderson floats, and some contact. Garrett Anderson. The story of Tuesday's game in Vegas against UNLV was Trey Anderson, the South Carolina transfer. But Garrett Anderson gets a lot of early minutes here tonight for Tim Miles.
Number 1, Garrett Anderson.
Freshman from Phoenix. Best game of the Mountain West, 7 points against Nevada on January 7th. One more here for the freshman. Free throws for Anderson outstanding this year, 29 of 32, 91%. Entering play here tonight. Most wins for the Spartans since 2010-2011 with their 16 victories. I don't think you can say it enough, Wolfie. The turnaround has been extraordinary here.
Well, and if they get 9 wins, you know, they're at 7 right now in conference play. It'll be the first time since 95-96.
Wow, there's some history, too, for Morris Udeze with a big-time hammer.
He's picking up where he left off in Albuquerque. He said it's 14 points, 17 rebounds. 17 points, 14 rebounds. Double-double, really dominated inside. A bigger team.
Wow, up high. Tolbert tries for a hammer. Met there at the rim. Udeze said no. He and Alec way up high. Johnson handles here half court for New Mexico. Richard Pitino is hoping for intensity tonight. Some offensive flow. He's getting that from Mashburn. A drive to the basket with the left. And the sweet touch for Jamal Mashburn Jr. That was pretty.
Well, Mashburn's having a great first half. He's got 10 points. He hasn't missed a shot or free throw. He's got 2 rebounds and 2 assists. He's pretty much involved in every aspect on the offensive end.
Anderson 2-man game. Diallo trying to grab it. Udeze broke it up. Good defense off the hands of Ibrahima Diallo, out of bounds to New Mexico.
Well, once again, Mashburn has the ball and a beautiful no-look pass to Udeze. And that is because you have to guard Mashburn with 1.5 players. Nobody helped out. Udeze cut straight to the basket.
48th straight game in double figures for Jamal Mashburn Jr. What a talent. Udeze is having another big game.
Well, the Lobos are playing their game. They're getting the ball inside. They're having their way with the Spartans down low. House is on the bench. He hasn't been in the game for the last 2.5 minutes, and they're doing well without him.
Moore gets a roll. Pretty shot of Amari Moore, his second field goal. 14 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds after a slow first half for Amari Moore Tuesday in Vegas. A Valentine's night win for the Spartans. 2 wins in a row for San Jose State. That's a big deal for a program that won 1 league game last year.
Well, but now they're starting to expect it. I think after they beat Colorado State, came back and won that game, they felt so good about that.
Diallo up high, meets Alec at the rim and rejects it and says no. Carter on the rim. Can't convert from three. Would have been a big shot for San Jose State. Ashburn has been unstoppable tonight.
Lobos were fortunate because Warner can really shoot the three ball. Can't leave him wide open.
Josiah Alec looks for a roll, doesn't get it, but he is fouled down low. And shoots free throws when we return. Personal on Sage, Tolbert.
Well, Mashburn, we talked about his mid-game range. He's really doing up. He got 10 first-half points, leading the Lobos.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Carvana. Great start for New Mexico, trying to break a 4-game losing streak. Paul Mashburn Jr. and Morris Udeze, 20 combined points. 9 for 11 combo on the floor between those two. Tomorrow noon Eastern, full slate. College hoops tipping off with the SoCon battle. UNCG takes on Chattanooga, followed by Merrimack traveling to Sacred Heart. Then at Fort Apollo, takes on 16th ranked Xavier, Steve's alma mater in the Big East. Wrap up with Utah State welcoming in Nevada in the Mountain West. Catch all the action here on CBS Sports Network tomorrow. Tournament resume, let's talk about the Wolfpack and the Aggies team.
I'll tell you what, Steve Alford's team's got it going. I think they really believe. You look at the numbers there. I would think they're definitely in. Utah State just doesn't have enough right now as far as quality wins. And but I'll tell you, Utah State's a team that can score, and they're so hard to stop you, especially when they're at home.
San Diego State, Nevada, Boise State, Utah State, all top 40 in today's net. New Mexico at 53, certainly the conversation after that great start. Alec was fouled before the break. And Josiah has been a big story for New Mexico, the Kansas City transfer. Second in the Mountain West in rebounding, almost 8 a game. Fourth in scoring. He is, as Richard Pitino has told us, all effort all the time. Spartans 1 for their last 8. Anderson trying to change that as fouled before he can, off the curl, get a shot off for the Spartans. First foul tonight on Javante Johnson.
So far, I think the defense by Mashburn, House, Javante Johnson on the perimeter has been the story of why New Mexico's got this lead.
Moore way too strong, trying to create. And Richard Pitino said it'd be such an important aspect of this game to slow down Amari Moore. Team captain, 5th in the Mountain West in scoring. Try to shut down those takeoff areas like we saw a moment ago. Into the paint where Moore likes to create so much. Floats this time, too strong, back iron miss. Alec the rebound, right out for House. Here's Jalen House. Hamstring looks okay, but he misses the layup. Rebound JT Elder into the game for San Jose State.
He looks a little rusty, and that's to be expected sitting on the bench there for a while.
Elder too strong. While Raheem Sek has the rebound. Alec has the jam. Wow. Josiah Alec, the rim run. Impressive.
I'll tell you, the most impressive thing on that was the pass and the needle that it was thread through by Jalen House. What a beautiful transition.
Lobos look fantastic here.
That's why they need him. 2 good plays. He leads the conference in steals.
Case in point, House to take for 2.
Now he came up limping. That is not a good sign.
Oh, the leg's sore. That is bad news for fans in Albuquerque. What an effort on the steal. Moore, step back 3. Spartans need it, short front iron miss. Elder keeps it alive. Look at House with a block. Doing it all here. Elder again, another House block. Not 1 but 2 rejections for Jalen House after the steal, the layup. And he came up a bit lame, grabbing the hamstring. In motion for Jalen House.
Well, he
just called for the foul.
After the layup down the other end, he looked like he was hurt, holding his hamstring, but he had 3 straight jumping, and there you see him right there, getting it loose. Wow, that's great hustle by House. I'm not sure if he was so excited about coming out of the game so early, but I think Richie Pitino thought he needed to give him a break, but you'll see he comes in a little off balance and comes down a little bit funny. You see him left leg.
Lobo fans are closely watching that right now.
Well, I think sometimes when you have an injury and you land the wrong way, you feel something, and initially it's a little bit more than you thought. You know, and maybe it's not that bad now, but the last 2 or 3 plays he played on the defensive end, looks like he's in pretty good shape.
2 free throws for JT Elder, freshman from Tucson, Arizona. Checks out for Tim Miles.
Little 1-3-1 zone.
Mashburn Jr. is feeling it tonight. He's been incredible. 5 for 5 from the field. That's his first 3. He's got 13 points for the Lobos tonight. Wow. 48 straight games, double figures. Second best in the nation. First in the Mountain West. What a season. Breakup House. He's been everywhere. 3 steals already first half for Jalen House. Welcome back to the Lobo lineup. Mashburn Jr. trying to stay perfect, does! No one can guard Jamal Mashburn Jr. tonight. Timeout, Tim Miles. He's seen enough. Mashburn Jr., incredible. Timeout in San Jose. 16-point Lobo lead. The dynamic duo backcourt, Steve Wolf, for New Mexico. Reunited, House and Mashburn Jr. incredible tonight.
Well, he really done a good job getting the ball up court. They need him in the game. I like the way he's playing on the defensive end even more so than he has offensively.
Almost another steal. Moore passes up the shot. Corner from the corner. Can't convert. Alec baseline. A weak side rebound for New Mexico. They are rolling here. Hit their last 4. House. Kick out. Mashburn Jr. trying to stay perfect. His first miss of the night. He had been 6 for 6 from the field. He's human. Cardenas from Spain. Someone trying to get it going for San Jose State. Miscommunication there with Viola, and it's turned over.
Right now, the energy looks like it's clearly in the favor of the Lobos. You see Viola going out, Udeze coming back in. Really have not had anything going from the outside so far. They're 1 of 8 from three-point land. But they, at one point in time, both teams had 8 points in the paint. Right now, it's 20-10 Lobos.
Look at the ball movement. Johnson in the corner, rattles in a 3. These Lobos look like they did at the start of the year when they were 14-0 and were the final remaining undefeated team after Purdue lost in the Big Ten. Wow. Amari Moore free. Alec challenges, but Moore hits it from deep.
The last couple times down the court, Tim Miles had his team in the 1-3-1 because there's 20 points in the paint so far for New Mexico. And then what does New Mexico do? They start shooting outside jump shots, knocking down the threes.
Look at the ball movement again. Alec from the post, out for Jenkins for 3. Hits! It's all going down here for the Lobos.
And what do? Do you stay in and, you know, it's like death with 1,000 paper cuts, getting the ball in the paint, but when they're allowed to shoot 3-point jump shots like that, you got a runaway lead right now for the Lobos.
New Mexico is shooting 65% from the field in the first half here. Diallo cleans it up on the miss there from Gorner and lays it in for San Jose State.
But San Jose State's part of their game is shooting the 3-ball, and they are not doing a very good job of that. So right now, New Mexico gets 3s, and the Spartans are getting 2s.
2-man game. Udeze gathers some contact and a foul call. Blocking call, and Udeze will be shooting free throws when we come back.
Right now, if you're going to take away the inside game, I'll use the mid-range game. And then Jenkins saying, hey, I'll go deep. Right now, it's a big lead for New Mexico.
Well, Steve, Jamal Mashburn Jr. told us today after the Lobo shoot-around, we're an older group, we're going to stay together, we're going to find energy, and we're going to win tonight. And he's doing his part, isn't he?
Well, he really is. I mean, he's taking what the defense gives him. He's been so efficient. He's got 7 shots. He's made 6 of them. You know, I mean, you look at this kid. What an unbelievable guy.
Mashburn Jr., subject of our Reese's player profile. Really loved hearing the story about his dad and how he built his game. As a youngster, wouldn't let him shoot three-pointers, wanted to develop that perfect shooting stroke from the mid-range, and man, has that paid off. Sports English, one of his favorite classes in Albuquerque.
Well, what he's learning about it is the writing and understanding how the commentators and news people react, and it's something he has a passion for, but he's probably not going to use that degree for a couple more years, considering how well he's playing. I think he can play at the next level for sure. Hopefully one day in the NBA. Just doesn't have the back to the basket game like his daddy did, but his daddy was quite a bit taller than he was.
Double-figure game for Deze. Got a dozen here in the first half. The Wichita State transfer is the only player on the Lobo roster without eligibility remaining. That's it. So a lot coming back. House experimented with the NBA draft and came back to Albuquerque. Got to figure the same for Mashburn Jr. after this year. House, the steal again. Jenkins almost lost at baseline.
It's a 7th turnover for the Spartans. They lead the Mountain West at 12 a game in turnovers. Got to take care of the basketball.
And Deze again partnered to the free throw line. Diallo, the 7-foot center from Senegal, Africa, picks up the foul. 10 double-doubles for Deze this year. That includes Tuesday with the career-high 17 rebound effort you talked about in the loss to Wyoming. Tops of the Mountain West in double-doubles. Who's been something else? Coming up, AT&T 5G at the half. Evan Washburn, Chris Walker, Wally Zerbiak, Seth Davis. Look ahead to Saturday's bracket preview show on CBS and discuss a few of the top teams they trust and a few they don't. Should be interesting to watch. It's all coming up on AT&T 5G at the half.
Well, right now, these shows, it's so fun to watch because everybody's got an opinion, you know, and the conference tournaments coming up, and you know, San Jose State is really trying to slide into that number 5 spot to have a bye in the tournament. Never had a bye before, and they've never won a game in the conference tournament.
It has been all Lobos here. Another foul on Diallo over the back. Deze and Mashburn Jr. partner have combined for 29 points. 11 of 14 shooting. That's from the field. 6 of 6 from the line. These guys have been dominant in the game tonight. Udeze right back to the free throw line.
But what I will tell you is Richie Pitino, as you see Diallo going to the bench, Richie Pitino was very positive about his team. I don't know why anybody thinks we should ever head down. You know, they feel guilty because there's always 15,000 in the pit cheering them on, and they don't want anybody down. But this is a team that's already overachieved, and they needed to do it defensively. As you look at, that's little Jack Pitino, who's out shooting today.
Saw a lot of road trips.
He may be the good lunch arm. He may be.
He is a celebrity in Albuquerque.
He may be staying out of school for a while.
First free throw miss of the game for Udeze. Almost a scrapping rebound for Josiah Alec. And San Jose State absolutely in a rut here. And 2 for their last 11 for the field. Dominated in the first half by the Lobos so far tonight. Anderson spins. Really had nowhere to go with it. Way short on the jumper.
Everything is contested. This is really good half-court defense. You can say what you want about the offense. New Mexico leads the conference in offense. I mean, 81 points a game. The defense is the worst, and they are playing really lights-out defense in the half-court, and that's the difference in this game.
Anderson, big game. Tuesday at UNLV. Someone's got to get going here. Tipped out of bounds. Again, good defensive rotation. Great hustle from Jalen House.
And again, Jalen House getting the touches, the deflections. And that's why their defense is different. The hop and the step that the Lobos have right now is something I haven't seen in the last 2 games.
Timeout call by Richard Pitino. He told us today our team's got to get our chemistry back, our mojo back, our confidence back offensively. That's been certainly achieved with the 48 first half points. But Jamal Mashburn Jr. talked to us today about defense winning championships. And their D in the first half, hopefully, has been outstanding.
Well, it's been great. And the thing is, I think sometimes when one player goes down, it changes your whole rotation. Now you put Dent in, who's a freshman. He's playing more minutes. There's more expected of him. House is a guy on defense that makes it easy for everybody. He's touching the ball. He's out in passing lanes. He can rebound, and then he loves to run the break. I mean, you don't want to put it all on House, but I'll tell you, having him back, has really been helpful on the defensive end for New Mexico.
House this year, 6 steal games. Multiple steals again here tonight. I mean, an offensive force, Wolfie. When he's out there at 100%, he's so disruptive.
Well, he averages almost 3 steals a game. I mean, you expect that from him. But what it does is it gets your offense rejuvenated if you're missing shots. You get live ball turnovers.
Viola gathers and scores. Fresno State transfer. Actually shooting 75% from the field, which would lead the Mount West. Doesn't have enough makes, though, to do that. Udeze has been on fire with a great start in this first half. He's got 17 points on a beautiful feed from House.
House and Mashburn looking for Udeze all the time. Udeze is able to grab and finish at the rim.
Final 40 seconds, first half. Anderson caught up, nowhere to go with it. Tolbert back for Anderson. Floats, can't hit, but he is fouled. And Trey Anderson, the South Carolina transfer, shoots 2 for San Jose State.
Well, look at House. He gets around more, and then Udeze cutting to the basket. Viola not able to stop him. And Udeze's been able to grab that ball in traffic and finish at the rim. They're going to miss him next year, but I think what happens next year is they put Alec at the 5, and they bring in somebody else to backfill Udeze. Udeze has been the key in both of the games against the Spartans.
At the pit, beat the Spartans by 20. First matchup of the year. Anderson misses the second. Rebound for Tolbert. 30 seconds to go, first half. More. Fires for Sage Tolbert. He floats. Can't click. Viola with a left. No finish. Udeze. Offensive rebound. He's got 4 boards here in the first half.
Well, Tim Miles talked to us about, hey, if we're going to get offensive rebounds, we got to finish. They've had games where they've had 20 offensive rebounds or 10 offensive rebounds and scored 4 or 5 buckets. I mean, you got to finish.
Second foul, Jalen House, a little too aggressive over the back on a rare miss by Morris Udeze. Last time New Mexico in the NCAA tournament, 2014. Been a while after that great run from Steve Alford before he went to UCLA. And Udeze is the only player on the Lobo roster who's played in the big dance in his career. That was at Wichita State. But the pieces, Wolfie, I mean, are certainly there. You're seeing the best of New Mexico here tonight.
Well, and what you can't have if you're the Lobos is have another injury. They are not deep, and that is a problem. They saw that when House went out. Good rebound by Viola, putting it up there to finish the half. They get it under 20. But they're not deep enough to have any injuries, but they're playing superb right now.
New Mexico shoots, partner, 62% from the field. In the first half, a resounding opening 20 for the visitors from Albuquerque. 50-31 lead. Mashburn Jr. had 15, 17 for Udeze in the opening half here tonight. And the first half, it's all New Mexico. Coming up, we'll send it to our New York studios for AT&T 5G at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Carvana. It's halftime here on the San Jose State campus. Big matchup of the Mountain West tonight on CBS Sports Network. Spartans head-to-head with the Lobos. Welcome back, Dave and Steve with you. Been a great year in the Mountain West. A lot of teams are thinking about the NCAA tournament and some great players in this league. Let's talk about your top candidates for Player of the Year, 2 of whom are on the court here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hard decision because there's a lot of parity in this league. It's top-heavy, but you look at Jamal Mashburn, who we're watching right now, and he is just outstanding player, one of the best mid-range players in college basketball, if not the best. You got Lucas for Steve Alford's Nevada team, and this kid is just a great shooter, and his team is doing very well. You got to put Matt Bradley in there. I mean, his team's leading the conference. Dutch is doing another sensational job for the Aztecs, so I put him in there. And E.J. Harkless, they're struggling. UNLV is in the middle of the pack, but Harkless is an unbelievable talent. And then you look at Amari Moore. We love watching what Amari Moore has done tonight throughout this whole season. He's a heck of a player. So it's going to be a tough pick.
Well, last year in Vegas, it was Boise State being San Diego State in the Mountain West Tournament Championship game. How about this year, Wolfie? What are you thinking about in terms of your champion projected? It's coming up, only 5 games left, including tonight in the regular season.
Well, what'll be interesting is to see if San Jose can finally get a win in the Mountain West Conference Tournament. I think New Mexico, they get housed. Come to playing the way he's capable of playing, rounding into the shape as the tournament comes on. They're going to be good, but you've got to look at San Diego State as the favorite. Boise State, Leon Rice just continues to get it done. And there's Alford just sneaking in there. That's a team that's got a lot of talent. So it's going to be an interesting tournament this year.
Top 5 teams in the Mountain West regular season standings get to the quarterfinals of the tournament at Thomas and Mack in Vegas next month. More coming up. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Carvana. New Mexico shoots a sizzling 62% from the field in the first half, en route to a huge 19-point lead halfway home. And San Jose, welcome back to the home of the Spartans. Dave and Steve back with you. Jalen House is back. New Mexico's back. That 4-game losing streak seems like a distant memory now.
Well, I think one of the things that they wanted to do was wanted to play better defense, but they also wanted to get paint touches. And I think they've done both of those things. Those 2 keys were imperative for them to get a win here.
Now, Morris Adeze was fantastic in the opening 20 minutes. So was Jamal Mashburn Jr. 2 huge stars for the Lobos. A big reason they've got the big lead.
They got the ball inside to Adeze, and he was really unstoppable down low. 6 of 9 from the field, 17 points to go along with 4 rebounds. But they were looking for him, and really, the guy that I think has turned the temperature up in the gym has been Jalen House. Been sitting out the last 2 games. He did it offensively, but I love his defense. I think he gets it going. Another live ball turnover. We talk about San Jose State. They lead the conference in turnovers, and that has not helped them. What a beautiful pass. I see you, Jalen. I see you.
Carvana, first half stats. Turnovers really big. 7 for the home team here tonight in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, points in the paint have been really, really big. Now, you look at the offensive rebounds, 13 for San Jose State, but they only have 10 points off of those 13 rebounds, those second chance rebounds. So I think New Mexico's got to clean that up. But so far, it has been a spanking. Lobos really playing strong.
50 points, partner, first half for New Mexico. Ties for the most they've scored opening half all year. The 2 opponents prior, Northern Colorado, UTSA, so non-conference games. Cranking it up, opening 20. Let's see if they can continue that pace in the second half. Tolbert, Anderson, Moore, pretty quiet in the first half. Got to make noise second half if San Jose State's thinking about a comeback here. Anderson floats to the paint. Lefty runner. Action for Tyler Anderson, but he can't convert.
What the Spartans are going to have to do is they're going to have to do it on the defensive end. And right now, you can't do anything with Jamal Mashburn Jr. I mean, he is just on fire. They've tried a zone. They've tried man-to-man. And man-to-man, New Mexico dominates the paint. There you see Moore hitting the 3, but, you got to stop it on the defensive end. Too many points.
10 for Moore. 18 in the game now for Jamal Mashburn Jr. The initial miss in the second half from Trey Anderson of San Jose State. Someone's going to step up. Who's it going to be for the Spartans? Moore is their best player by far. Udeze, brilliant first half, trying to keep it going, beginning the second half. Reverse layup for 2. And wanted contact from Ibrahima Diallo. No call, but does have the layup. What a night for Udeze here.
But that's just a 1-2 play. I mean, you talk about Diallo was going back and forth. I mean, Diallo's got 2 personal fouls, but nobody's been able to stop Udeze.
On a bounce, Diallo. Good catch. Down low, can't finish. Tries again. The N1 foul on Josiah Alec. And chance for a 3-point play for San Jose State.
Udeze getting the ball too low, and Diallo's not able to stop him. He goes the other side of the rim. May have gotten fouled, puts it through, and then Diallo misses the first one. Another second chance opportunity, but he puts that one in and has a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
47 blocks for Diallo entering play here tonight. Tops in the Mountain West. Nathan Mentz having a big defensive year for Brian Dutcher at San Diego State second in the Mountain West in rejections. Diallo, a big reason that the Spartans have had this amazing turnaround. But tonight, Udeze's been amazing. Lobos have been incredible. Here's Udeze again on Diallo. The challenge doesn't get the roll, but another foul on the big guy. And more free throws on the way. That's 3 personals on Diallo. And right back to the line is Udeze, who's 5 for 6 from the stripe so far tonight.
But I got to tell you, just watching and isolating on Jalen House, how quick he is, how much energy he brings to the table, really has got this team going. And I think this bodes well for them as far as the rest of the year. If he can stay healthy. The 2 teams back-to-back losses they had against lesser caliber opponents, he was out. They didn't play well. The Nevada game, they had a chance to win that. Look how good Nevada's playing, but they cannot win in the conference tournament without House.
Udeze second in the Mountain West in field goal percentage, tops and rebounds, having a huge year. It's the second free throw for 20 points tonight. 54th career double-figure scoring game for him. Cardenas, too strong. He's had a tough night. Save Udeze baseline for House. And the Lobos on the move again. Look at the crossover. Wow, Jalen House. No finish from 15. Diallo defensive glass. Here's more. Cardenas trying to create. Diallo gathers. Blocks. Udeze. Second chance at it. Chance for a three-point play. Ibrahima Diallo.
Tell you, Diallo does not like the fact that Udeze is playing so well at the other end. He has had back-to-back 1-2 rebounds. Put him at the free throw line. It's a really strong play by Diallo.
12.7 rebounds. It's a guy who had a arena record 8 blocks in a game earlier this year against Alabama State. Provident Credit Union Event Center. Something. Mashburn Jr. was hit. Almost a three-point play for Jamal Mashburn Jr. And shoots free throws here for the Lobos again. Trey Anderson picks up the foul.
When Mashburn misses a mid-range jump shot, you try to look and see if there's anybody around him. There's a good possibility it's a foul. This kid is so efficient inside the arc.
One more for Mashburn Jr. So let's talk about the Lobos, Wolfie, and your opinion on their tournament chances right now.
Well, I think that you got to go down to the bad losses. And these two, but see it before, Air Force and also Wyoming, they played without House. So I think that the committee might look at that. They got to get this win, and it's a decisive win, and they win the games they should win. They have a chance to play San Diego State. They've already beaten them. They have a chance to sweep them. They play Boise State. Those are good opportunities to help them with their resume.
Viola keeps it alive off the Trey Anderson miss. Anderson tries again. Misfires twice on this possession. Viola strong. And a foul. And a chance here for free throws for Robert Viola, the sophomore transfer from Fresno State.
The problem right now with the Spartans is they have 17 offensive rebounds, but they're only getting 14 points. They're not even getting 1 point per rebound on second chance opportunities.
One more free throw here for Viola. 3 fouls on Josiah Alec of New Mexico. With that foul trouble, he takes a seat. Masek, the sophomore from Dakar, Senegal, back in on the court here for New Mexico, and Richard Patino. Tim Miles so happy to get Viola. He told us today things not working out for him at Fresno State within the Mountain West. And the thought for Viola at that point when he left the Fresno State program was, oh, I'm going to probably go to JC. Tim Miles said, no, come here, play the Mountain West for us. We need that piece. Strong rim protector, rebounder, and a force. Really strong player overall for San Jose State. Timeout call. Lobos by 18. Trying for their 20th win of the year. Trying to get back on track and looking good to do just that here tonight against San Jose State. New Mexico in for a 20th win of the year. Last time they did that, 2013, 2014, the last time they made the NCAA tournament. Lobos looking good tonight. Next Saturday, 10 Eastern, Lobos back for more late night Mountain West play, squaring off with San Diego State, number 21. The AP Top 25 poll, number 18 in the net as of today. Coming up right here on CBS Sports Network, we check the Aztec resume. What a year again for Brian Dutcher.
Dutch has done a great job taking over for Coach Fisher year in and year out. It's a great program. And that game at the Pit is a must-see TV. That's going to be a fun game. Obviously, the crowd will be rocking at the Pit. And it means something. It's a big game. San Diego State's in.
Oh, no question about that.
They're still chicken on the bone right now for the Lobos.
Here's House up top. Mexico, 2 top 20 net road wins this year. One of those at San Diego State. Montezuma Mesa, not an easy place to win, as any visiting team knows very well. Also at St. Mary's. They've had some big resume builders away from home. Trying for another one here tonight. This is a quad 2 game for New Mexico. Sage Tolbert way short. Bothered there by Marima Sek at 6'11" for New Mexico. Runs the floor well. Mashburn Jr. He's got 20. So does Udeze tonight. All Lobos. Field goals for New Mexico last 2.5 minutes. Changing that, Udeze, another one. What a feed from House. 2 more, Morris Udeze.
But House has got his head up all the time. Mashburn and House make Udeze so much better because they look for him. And you know what? Udeze grabs the ball with it's a bounce or a high lob. He's got great hands and good footwork on the block.
Cardenas silent tonight. On a bounce, Viola couldn't handle it. Taken away again. And a foul called by Robert Viola. Timeout in San Jose. And look at this pass from House. On a bounce. No look. Udeze with a finish. He's got 22 tonight at 8 of 11 shooting. Lobos by 20 on the road. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Carvana. During the 1968 Olympic Games, 2 African-American sprinters from San Jose State, Tommy Smith and John Carlos, raised their fists on the medal stand in Mexico City to protest racial inequality. They were expelled from the Olympics, but their actions drew international attention for athlete activism and the core goals for the Olympic Project for Human Rights. In 2005, San Jose State commissioned a statue entitled Victory Salute to honor the 2 men and their stand against intolerance and racism. In 2019, the pair were inducted into the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame. And their demonstration continues to inspire activism and political engagement to this day. CBS Sports celebrates Black history, its limitless culture, and undeniable impact. Happy Black History Month. So cool to see that statue just a few feet away from us here. San Jose State campus. An incredible impact for athletes everywhere.
All right, now I think they're putting, you look at the Spartans from San Jose State, putting a little full court pressure on. Still 15:32 to go. The game's within reach, but you got to cut it down by making defensive stops. They have not been able to do it here in the second half.
Mashburn Jr. cut House. The basket blocked. Viola, great rotation and rejection for San Jose State.
So was that really good defensive play by Robert Viola. Now they got to capitalize on it.
They can't. Cardenas misfires from 3. House, rebound, run out. Look at the court speed. Mashburn Jr. trails. Here's a 3, way long. Rebound for Sek. Fresh 20 for New Mexico, but he lost it. Near turnover, House again. Turnover stat is just remarkable tonight.
Well, you look at it. New Mexico only has 1 turnover, and San Jose State has 9. New Mexico's gotten 11 points off of those 9 turnovers.
Well, coaches said be such a big key. Mashburn Jr. feeling it. Hits again. He's got 22. And the harm. Again, Mashburn Jr. comes through for New Mexico. What a game tonight.
Well, he's playing a great game. It was fun to talk to him today. This kid right now is so polished. Really knows what he wants to do. Very confident in his team. Not overconfident, not cocky, just very, very confident. You love to see a kid that understands the game. He's not just a 3-point shooter. We talked about that. His dad built his game around the mid-range.
23 tonight to lead New Mexico. He said right now as a team, we asked him about the losing streak today after the Lobo shoot-around. We're not defending well. Teams are doing whatever they want. The flip script tonight with defense, much better, right?
And he wasn't concerned. He goes, no, I'm not concerned about it. I mean, you have ups and downs. You have laws. We just got to get it back. We're in a little bit of slump, and I love the attitude. Even if it was a little bit, he was faking it. You know, maybe they are concerned, but I'll tell you, they have come out right now in gangbusters, and we've talked about it the whole broadcast. Their defense, they have played with great intensity.
2 fouls on Mashburn Jr. tonight, partner. And Moore has been so fabulous for San Jose State all year. His house takes a seat. Shoots 2 free throws. High school in SoCal. First couple years here. The captain, Amari Moore, more of a facilitator than a scorer. And he told us today, I do feel comfortable with that. He's become the 16th player in Spartan history to score 1,000 career points. Had a big season this year, but it's a new role for him.
Well, and I think what's going to happen next year, Tim Miles will get another really good playmaker to come in there. If you have 2 playmakers, you know, a point guard that can play alongside Moore, I mean, no telling what this team can do because they have the size and the rebounding depth. They got to get a little bit more. They got to get a lot better in the half court.
What a pass, Dent to Alec for 2. New Mexico making it look very easy tonight. Shooting 61% for the field. Moore drains a long 3.
That's a tough matchup for Mashburn Jr. It's about a 4-inch differential, so Moore can raise up and shoot that outside jump shot.
3 threes in the game tonight from Amari Moore. Career best 17 a game heading into play tonight. There's Jenkins, who's been up and down this year. Remember back in December when Rick Pitino brought his Iona Gales into the pit. He had 17 points against Iona that night, and Pitino Sr. up and down since, but really quiet most of the year. Nice stroke from 3 that time. Moore left alone. Good ball rotation, San Jose State. But a miss for the leading scorer of the Spartans.
Tell you what, New Mexico's closing out so well on the 3. They're really closing out, and they're also walling up down the low block.
Mashburn Jr. looking for another 3-point play. Foul top of the key. And shoots 2 more free throws here for the Lobos. So we talked about the 48 straight games Mashburn Jr. now in double figures, right? Dating back to last year. Do you know who has the top double figure scoring streak in the nation?
I do not.
Antoine Davis, Detroit Mercy. 137 in a row. His entire career for that program, double figures. I mean, I thought 48 was good. There's no 137.
I look at the way Mashburn plays. He's so efficient. I mean, I really think this kid can play at the next level.
Agreed.
Because he's a scorer, you know, and he's got a lot of abilities. Very heady basketball player, very smart, and a high intellect for the game of basketball. And he's a great teammate too. I mean, he checks all the boxes. You know, yes, you'd like to be a little bit taller, but he can play the point. I mean, he can facilitate, but he also can score.
Luke Longley, by the way, is the all-time Lobo record. 61 straight games in double figures. Mashburn's current record at 48 is 5th best in New Mexico history. Long-range miss, Garrett Anderson had a great start tonight. Some time in the second half for Tim Miles here. Cardenas trying to get going. Nice fake. And can't get a roll. Viola struggles. But want to down low from Robert Viola. And if it's Alec, that is his 4th.
Well, I'll tell you, Cardenas has had a tough night. 1 for 5 from the field. And that is the 4th foul on Alec. He'll be coming out of the game.
Alec out, Udeze in. Richard Pitino says, no one has played harder in my entire career as an assistant for his dad and a head coach at FIU, Minnesota, and New Mexico than Alec. Loves his game and the want to. A good bucket there for Cardenas.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, he's out of position. He's not. He should be playing the 5, you know, but he's doing what the team needs him, you know. But he's going to have a better season next year because they're going to bring in you know, another guy that can play the power forward. You know, you're going to lose, you know, Dese.
Tibet Gorner from Turkey. Good defense for Johnson.
Warner's 0 for 7. Really, you know, these are the guys, Anderson and Warner, that have been playing so well, and they are just struggling right now. Anderson now with 7 points. Warner has 0. He's 0 for 4 from behind the arc, too.
Tough night for Gorner. Dese, high post touch. On a bounce against Viola. 2 more off the glass. Morris Udeze having a huge night. He's got 24. Mashburn Jr. has 25. And New Mexico continues to light up San Jose State here tonight.
I'll tell you, with the banks open at midnight Eastern.
Cardena's chance for a three-point play, the and one, when we return to San Jose.
Udeze taking it strong. Pete Gillen, he's using the glass. 21-point lead for the Lobos here in San Jose.
Spartan fans, good turnout tonight here in San Jose. Team, though, down by 21. Let's check the AP Top 10 poll presented by Jeep here in Wolfie. Alabama, #1 in the nation. First time in so long. And our old buddy from Buffalo, Nate Oates. Did have a loss, though, this week. Houston, fantastic in a game last night against SMU.
I'll tell you, it's interesting. No Duke, no North Carolina, no Kentucky in the top 10. And that's just unusual this late in the year. But, you know, I look at any one of those teams that has a chance to win it. But my pick this year is going to be Mick Cronin. I think that Mick Cronin always has teams that play defense. Defense travels well. And it'll be interesting. This tournament is going to be fun because it's going to be unpredictable, just like the whole year has been.
What a game tonight here, Wolfie, for New Mexico. They're shooting 25 of 40. That is 63% from the field. The last time they shot 60% or more in a game, 64% against Houston Baptist in 2019. It has been a while since they've been this hot from the field. Cardenas was fouled, I remember, before the break, but cannot complete the three-point play. Udeze has another rebound. He's got 9 en route to what will be his 11th double-double. That'll be best in the Mountain West for Morris Udeze. Jenkins, can they stay hot? That was finally a miss for New Mexico.
Now, if they're going to make their run, they got to do it right now. San Jose State is really struggling on the offensive end, and then when they get to the free throw line, they're not converting. I mean, they're 9 of 13 from the free throw line, but they've missed 1-and-1s. They've got to get something going on both ends of the court. Just dig into this lead. Try to get it to, to 10 at the 7-minute mark or the 6-minute mark. Give you a
Miles,
chance.
yeah, big message to us. Wolfie was about learning how to win at San Jose State since it's been such a struggle. And they won conference victory a year ago. And they have closed out some games and come back in the second half. They're going to need a huge comeback here tonight. Well, monumental.
I'll tell you, I just think that the Lobos came out of the gate with a lot more aggression, more passion, and intensity. And they started on the defensive end. And then I think they were just excited to get Jalen House back as you look at Moore coming back in the game. But from jump, it's really been all Lobo basketball. As you look at Jalen House right there. I looked at him before the game. I said, "You're going to kill our broadcast if you don't play." And he goes, "You're going to have a good broadcast because I'm playing."
He was confident, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very confident.
He looked great today at the shoot-around. Really good in the pregame warm-up. Dead drives, but can't finish. Udeze has the double-double. Has 2 more for New Mexico. What a game tonight for Morris Udeze.
Now, he's unstoppable, and he is a small 5 in this game. Diallo's got probably 3.5, 4 inches on him in the post. He's been able to get whatever he wants down low. Very efficient. 10 of 13 from the field.
26 and 10 for Udeze. Anderson fouls the miss and a foul called. What a night for Udeze.
Udeze gets the ball. When he gets the ball inside, I mean, he's almost unstoppable. You see an opportunity for a second chance basket. He doesn't wait. He takes it straight up before Diallo was able to get his arms up there and try to swat it. 4
really good years at Wichita State. I mentioned playing for the Shockers in the NCAA tournament. Efforts like this and the pieces they've got. Alex has had foul trouble tonight, but he's second in the conference in rebounding, as we talked about. Mashburn Jr., House. There's a reason they're 14-0 to begin the year. There's a reason they're on the verge of their 20th win. And there's a reason there was no panic around the practice this morning with these Lobos.
No, Richard Pitino, with the pedigree he has, he was calm and cool and collected. But, you know, he said we would be a national story, I think, if we would have lost games early and didn't have lose 5 of 6 at the latter part of the year. And I agree with him because nobody thought they'd be 14-0 to start the season.
Another foul on Diallo, partner, that's his 4th. Another trip to the free throw line for Adeze, who shoots about 82% from the line. He's been fantastic tonight. 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 11 double doubles to lead the Mountain West, as we talked about. Another free throw on the way. His career best 33. And it came against Northern Colorado early this year in non-conference. Up to 27 in the game tonight.
You know, it's important. He's a big guy that knows how to shoot free throws, and that is really important. That, you know, it's one thing to get to the free throw line a lot, but, you know, he is 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Hey, you shoot 70% and you're a big guy. That's money.
It's a good thing. Moore back in the court. A long layoff here. Second half. Cardenas misfires again. Back rebound by What a rebound. And what a block for Barima Sek helps out and has the big swat for New Mexico.
Well, he's battling 3 guys in there. Great block by Sek. But he's battling 3 guys in there. Finally gets the ball. Goes straight up. Another guy comes over from the weak side and blocks the shot.
Now it's 6.2 minutes a game for Barima Sek. Foul trouble for Alec tonight, getting some more minutes. You also mentioned that Sebastian Forsling, the 7-foot sophomore center from Sweden, was injured today, upper body injury in the practice today, and not available tonight. His arm's in a sling.
And we've talked about it. They're not really deep, you know, especially at that position. You had to put Sek in because you see the nice outside jump shot by Anderson.
Second 3 of the game, Garrett Anderson, the freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. Junior, right back in the court for Richard Pitino here. He's got 25, Adeze 27. House up top, hits over Moore. All 3 of these for Jalen House.
You know, we've talked about it all night long. I mean, it was so important to get him back in the game. You know, people asking all day long, is he playing? Is he playing? You know, we had no idea until game time, but he really has brought it on both ends of the court.
And right on cue, he says, I'm back. Knocks that aside. What a play. Timeout in San Jose. Jalen House has had himself a game. So have his Lobos. Up 22. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Carvana.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Part of the New Mexico 4-game losing streak has been 3 straight road games. Nevada, Utah State, Air Force. That's all changed today. And their biggest fan is loving it, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I saw him before the game. We were talking, you and I were talking to Coach Pitino, and it was interesting. He said a couple years ago, Jack was 4 years old, and he took him on his first game to Mackey Arena. As you see, this is a picture of him at Mackey Arena.
Oh,
and
that's so
the game's tight. He comes over to Coach at a timeout. He goes, Dad, I got to go to the bathroom. He was looking all over for assistant coach or a manager to take him to the bathroom.
Somebody.
I said to him tonight, I said, Jack, go to the bathroom before the game starts. You might be better off.
Good advice.
That's just so awesome that he gets to take his child out. He's got a couple of daughters at home that not as interested in coming on the road.
Number 1 Lobo fan, there's Jack. More on the move. Mashburn Jr. fouls him in transition. A 22-point game here tonight New Mexico, Jack's got to be happy.
You
One of the best stories we heard real fast on Jack was that when Rick Pitino and Iona came, Rick went over to the Richard Pitino house, of course, to have dinner before the game with his son and grandkids. And Jack said, "You know what, Poppy?" He calls him Poppy. Hall of Fame coach. "We're going to beat you 100-0 tomorrow." That was Jack's prediction. Now it wasn't 100 zip. They did win though.
Yeah.
Beat the Gales in a good game.
Well, it's interesting. The last play, House got the ball taken away and went down, was on the floor. Rich Pitino, the game's pretty much in hand. He went after Jalen House and get up and down the court. I don't care if you're fouled, get up and get down the court. And I love that energy because House is the guy that brings the energy. So, the coach is still staying on him. Listen, we haven't done anything yet. This game's still going on. We got to close it out. And there you go. Steal by House.
Right on cue. Here's House. No finish to Ole Miss. Udeze, look at the track down and hustle. And some contact on the sideline. And a foul call. Sage Tolbert, the Temple transfer, picks up his second foul, hustling in front of the New Mexico bench with Morris Udeze, who's right back to the free throw line for the Lobos here.
Almost every 50-50 ball has gone the Lobos' way. That means that you're on top of it. You got energy and you got intensity, and they've really come out from jump.
And that kind of night, right?
Yeah.
28 for Udeze.
And he's done all this. Double-double. He's only got one personal foul. He's been able to guard and do a really good job keeping Diallo in check.
Nine made free throws tonight for Udeze. He made 13 in that huge game against Northern Colorado in the non-conference. That's the most of any player single game in the Mountain West this year. Anderson too strong in a wing three. Loose change rebound. Viola, good hustle. Moore travels, turns it over. 11 miscues tonight for the home team.
Well, he had Josiah Alec was guarding him on the perimeter, a big guy. Moore started getting excited about it. Moved the shoes before he was able to make a move.
9th all time, San Jose State scoring. Good cut, Mashburn by himself. What a look from Johnson. 2 more for New Mexico.
You can see it, the way they're laughing and talking to each other. They're having fun. They're sharing the basketball. 12 assists, and that was a beautiful pass by Johnson.
All smiles tonight for New Mexico. What a turnaround. Cardenas, the pick from Viola, lays it in.
Good drive to the basket by Cardenas. You really have not, the Spartans have not been able to get it going from behind three-point line. They're 5 of 21 shooting the ball, and that's part of their game. So if they can hit jumpers, they can stay with anybody. Still working on that mid-range game.
Udeze was by himself. He thought he was fouled by Omari Moore, but no. The personal there is turned over.
Passing has been really, really good. You see Mashburn backdoor from Johnson. It's been a total team effort for the Lobos.
Mashburn over 1,000 career points this year. His time between Minnesota and New Mexico. House, another steal. Here come the Lobos again in transition. No too fancy. Try to go behind the back. Bounces to Johnson. Through traffic, Javonte Johnson for 2.
Tell you right now, the Spartans are frustrated. Every loose ball, it's like the Lobos are sticking a fork in it. House made an ill-advised pass, got his own ball back. Johnson tipped it to Johnson. He was able to score in traffic.
Largest lead of the night. New Mexico. Sage Tolbert up top. Can't click from 3. Viola kept it alive. Out of bounds, and the Spartans keep it.
You look at both of these teams. We've talked about the Cinderella story this year for both of them. This House is getting ready to go to the bench.
Richard Pitino says you're going to have a seat, I think, for the rest of the night. Indication was, you know what? Great game.
Sit down.
Get some treatment. Sit down. Relax.
Well, he
We're way up here. We don't want to get you hurt.
He looked back and he says, I'm all right. I'm all right. He does not want to get out. But both of these teams, I'll tell you, the next couple of years, I think both of these teams are going to be at the top echelon of the conference.
A tray for Trey Anderson. His first field goal of the game. After 19 against UNLV Tuesday in Vegas, which matched his season best. Tim Miles talked to us today at the practice about a Robin. Who's going to be the Robin to Moore's Batman? Anderson was Tuesday. Tonight there really hasn't been a second fiddle, and Moore has not had his best game.
Right, and I think that you get other playmakers. It'd be nice to have more off the ball more often. Cardenas comes in and does a good job, but you got to have a couple in that position. As you see, they're going to get Udeze for a block.
2 fouls on Udeze. Physical play with Diallo.
Well, Diallo, they could have called Udeze for the flop because it really heightened a sense of alertness as far as the referees on the flop.
Double-double for Ibrahima Diallo came against Wyoming. 5 starters scoring double figures for the first time this year. This is game 27 for San Jose State. They've started the same lineup in every game. Consistency after 13 different starting lineups last year in the 1-win Mountain West team. Big change. I know they're not showing it tonight, Wolfie, but it's been a major turnaround for the Spartans this year.
Well, that one game they had, Diallo was activated. He was able to play, and that was a big win against the Lobos.
Udeze. 2 more.
So right now, Diallo can ill afford to even foul. He's got 4 fouls, so he's allowing Udeze to get what he wants on the baseline.
Going to the miss. Weak side rebound. A foul called. What a night for Udeze. Up to 31 points on 11 of 14 shooting. They're still at 60%, Wolfie, from the field.
Well, the big guy, when he gets in the paint, he's hard to stop. New Mexico on a roll.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Carvana. They'll drive you happy. By Jeep. There's only one. And by Tums. Love food back. Nothing works faster.
31 for Udeze tonight. He's got a 32-point game this year. As we look at the performance of the game, brought to you and fueled by Gatorade, Udeze Wolfie has just been incredible.
Well, you got to give credit to those teammates. They initially went in the paint every time down the court. Early on, he was 8 points in the paint to start the game, and he was just rolling downhill from that point on. See, Mashburn was able to hit that mid-range shot, but Mashburn, Johnson, House, all feeding Udeze. And that's just those 2 guys together.
Wow.
Took care of business.
20-25 for the field. Not bad combined. The individual season best in the Mountain West this year, Hunter Maldonado of Wyoming had 34 against San Jose State. For Wyoming.
With one arm.
And Udeze at 31 got a chance to have the most points single game this year in the Mountain West. He's still out there.
Well,
3:56 to go.
And House and Mashburn are on the bench, and that's a good sign. Give them a little rest. It's nice to see, some of the other guys come in there. Dent getting some playing time. I think it's so important for Dent to get that confidence back because he's a really nice player.
Dent drives and scores. Right on cue.
Well, I mean, it's a different role. He was in a different role. And now you also got Jenkins in there, some subs, getting some playing time. Udeze's going to probably come out here in the next next minute, maybe the next whistle.
Gotta think so. Marima Sek, the 6'11 sophomore, is ready at the scorer's table to check in next at ball. We're going to get Alec or Udeze. Drive for Dent, the N1. It is all going right tonight for these Lobos, shooting 61% from the field. Let's revisit your keys, Wolf.
These keys were right on for New Mexico, and I know that Rich Pitino hates that as Odesi goes out of the game, but touches in the paint, it's exactly what they want. Defensive rebounds, they kept San Jose State off the boards, turned them over. The Spartans couldn't take care of the basketball, and they did not control the backcourt.
Dent can't complete the three-point play. Odesi said after the loss Tuesday at home to Wyoming that every team has a slump. They're in one of those with a 4-game skid. They had that great start when things were just going so well, perfectly, in fact, at 14-0. And he was wondering how the team would respond to adversity. The answer is very well tonight.
Well, and I think that a lot of it, when you're playing, in the pit, the fans in Albuquerque are unbelievable. And I think that the players feel pressure if they don't win. They don't want to let down their fans. But, you see a lot of them that have traveled here to San Jose. But Udeze is older. He's tough. And he says, hey, nobody's giving up on this bench. And he's big enough to enforce that.
Well, the game for him tonight. More off the glass. No and one, but some free throws here for Amari Moore, the senior captain. Kinesiology major, all Mountain West academic, was a former Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Mountain West in 2020. He told us after he's done playing pro ball, which could be a long career, and there are about 15 NBA scouts here tonight to watch the stars from New Mexico and Amari Moore play. I'd like to get into sports psychology, which I thought was a pretty cool career path.
Well, he said he learned a lot in kinesiology. I don't even know how to spell kinesiology, but he felt like what he learned in that program got him fired up about what sports psychology. And I said, well, you're going to have a lot of hands-on experience in sports psychology as long as you're playing basketball. So it's a tough game for Amari, but I'll tell you, this team, San Jose State, is a story. Tim Lyles has done an excellent job, but you got to take your hat off to the Lobos, man. They've just had a heck of a night.
What a take to the basket for Dent. He's fouled again. Tough going on the way for Richard Pitino's Lobos. What's left for them after the win here tonight, which is apparently going to happen at Boise State, home to San Diego State, 18 in the net today, home Fresno State, and then they wrap it up March 3rd in the regular season at Colorado State in Fort Collins. You want to have that top 5 seed. That's the key to get to the quarterfinals in the Mountain West tourney.
Well, you look at it to say what a tough schedule it is. If I'm Rich Pitino and the Lobos, I'm like, thank goodness. We have 2 opportunities. Boise State, is a tough team. They have a chance to sweep San Diego State. Come on, give me a break. I mean, they have, right now, they're on the other side of the bubble with this win. And they have to keep going. They cannot just rest on their laurels.
Corner up top, can't click from deep. It's out of bounds, and the Spartans keep it here with 2:29 to go in our second half.
What's great about the Mountain West this year is that, there's so much parity. Any team can beat any team, and the net rankings now are so much better that they're not cannibalizing. You go into a San Jose State and lose, it just ruins your season. In the past. Now, you go to San Jose State and you win. That's a big win.
In the double bonus. The foul is on 13,
Javonte Johnson picks up the foul.
His fourth. 33, Kevin Simmons. 2 shots.
Kevin Simmons into the game. 6'7" forward from Geneva, Switzerland, getting some playing time here. Way off of the first free throw. What's left for Tim Miles' team in Reno against a vastly improved Nevada team for Steve Alford. Boise State tough. Not the best year for Colorado State or Air Force, but 4 games. Try to get to that 8th Mountain West win, which, as we told you about, has not happened over the last 4 years combined. So big breakthrough this year, not tonight, because the Lobos have come to play.
Well, Tim Miles has just done an unbelievable job. I mean, this is not an easy place to turn around. And, they want to get back to when San Jose State was relevant in the Big West.
Alec down low. Easy hammer, Josiah Alec. Boy, the ball movement, the rotation on offense. Assisted baskets, outstanding tonight for New Mexico.
Alec with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Really does a lot of dirty work.
Kellen King, senior Brentwood, Tennessee, gets some late game action for San Jose State. Off on a 3, and a timeout call for subs here. Teams will not go to the sideline, just subs in, late going, walk-ons and reserves getting some time. So, Wolf, if you look at big picture, last year 4 teams from the Mountain West made the tournament. Boise State beat San Diego State in the Mountain West Tournament Championship game. So Boise State, San Diego State, Wyoming, Colorado State all were into the big dance. They all lost in the first round, but that's a great year having 4 teams in. You could have 4+ in this year.
Well, I think, being realistic, you got to see how the end of this year pans out for all these teams. I mean, I think the Lobos, if they beat Boise State and sweep San Diego State, it'd be really hard to say they're not in.
Johnson again from 10. I mean, exclamation point. 62% from the field. 7-11 from 3 tonight for the visitors from Albuquerque. Incredible shooting.
Now, 7-11 from 3 is unbelievable because this is not a team that shoots the 3-point jump shot. That they only make about 6 a game. I mean, they're a team and they don't shoot that many. I mean, this is a team that's really come on strong, knocking down jump shots. I mean, their defense is they're last in the conference in defense, giving up 72 points. But if you're going to get 96, you can do that every day.
13th 20+ point game for Mashburn Jr. He'll finish with 27 tonight, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Udeze 31-12, league leading 11th double-double. They'll shoot 60+% for the first time in about 4 years. Incredible night from the field for the Lobos.
Well, I'll say it again. I mean, I think their offense has been great, but their offense is great because of the way they started out on the defensive end. House got some easy steals and buckets, and they moved the ball, really got the ball in the paint, and dominated down low. A bigger team. I mean, this is San Jose's very big in the inside, and they just had their way with the Spartans.
Leo Torbor getting some late time here. Same for Nico D'Augusta. Manzares also out there as well in the final moments. New Mexico will not attack. Steal. King. Shot clock violation. Ball game. And that is that. All done. The 4-game losing streak for New Mexico. They shoot 61%. Have incredible games tonight from Udeze and Mashburn Jr. 20 wins, the most since 13-14, the last time they made the NCAA tournament. What a resounding win with Jalen House back in the lineup for New Mexico tonight, Wolfie.
Well, more importantly, you look at the standings. Now New Mexico has an opportunity to be in a position to get that bye, and the 20 wins is important. Getting a road win is important, but it's very, very important to try to get that bye in the first round of the conference tournament because it's so hard to win 4 games in 4 days.
Big one tonight for New Mexico on the road. 96-68, they absolutely demolished San Jose State. Now for Steve Wolf, the entire crew, Dave Ryan saying so long from the Provident Credit Union Event Center on the San Jose State campus. Been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. The Lobos are back. Big win with Jalen House back on the court for New Mexico.